Imagine you're 16 years old. You've been living your dream, playing for one of Brazil's biggest clubs. And suddenly, Real Madrid, the most prestigious club in the world, pays 45 million euros for you. More money than has ever been paid for a teenager before. But instead of being celebrated, you're mocked. The press gives you the nickname Negueba after a failed talent. The fans boo you. Opposition supporters imitate monkey chants. A doll wearing your jersey is hung from a bridge. This is the story of Vinícius Júnior, a young man who, despite everything, became one of the best footballers in the world, and in doing so, became the face of the fight against racism in football. Today we're going to look at how Vinícius Júnior went from ridiculed teenager to Champions League hero, and why he's possibly the most hated player in the world. On July 12, 2000, Vinícius José Paixão de Oliveira Jr. was born in São Gonçalo, a suburb of Rio de Janeiro. His family wasn't wealthy, but his talent was undeniable. At just 10 years old, he joined Flamengo's youth academy in 2010, one of Brazil's biggest clubs. Even then, he stood out. At 11, he was already being compared to Neymar. Imagine that, at 11. In the U13s, he led his team to an incredible run, 90 games without defeat. Corinthians, one of Flamengo's biggest rivals, tried to poach him, but Vinícius stayed loyal. At the U15 South American Championship, his talent truly exploded. He scored 7 goals, and European scouts took notice. At 16, he signed his first professional contract with Flamengo with a release clause of 30 million euros. Then came the 2017 U17 South American Championship. Vinícius wasn't just named best player of the tournament, he also became top scorer with 7 goals. Suddenly, everyone wanted him. Barcelona wanted to trigger the release clause, but Real Madrid remembered a painful mistake, Neymar. In 2013, Barcelona had signed Neymar from Brazil, and he became one of the best players in the world. Florentino Perez, the president of Real Madrid, vowed, "That won't happen to us again. Whatever Barcelona offers, we'll offer more." On May 23, 2017, Vinícius signed for Real Madrid. The fee? 46 million euros. At the time, that was the highest sum ever paid for a player under 19, and the largest amount a Brazilian club had ever received. But here's the catch. He couldn't move to Spain until he was 18. That meant he had to stay in Flamengo for another year, and that year became hell. The pressure was enormous. Every mistake became a headline. The Brazilian press was merciless. They gave him the nickname Negueba, or Neguibinha, in reference to Robson de Souza, called Robinho, or at Flamengo, Negueba, a talent who never made his breakthrough. The fans mocked him. Every time he lost the ball, there were whistles. Imagine being 16, 17 years old, and an entire nation seems to be against you. But Vinícius fought back. He trained harder, and slowly the goals came. On August 10, 2017, he scored his first professional goal in the Copa Sudamericana just 30 seconds after coming on. Yet even as sporting success came, the provocation remained. After a goal against Botafogo, he imitated a crying baby, a clear message to his critics.
On July 20, 2018, Vinícius was officially presented as a Real Madrid player. With the number 28 shirt, the hopes were huge. Initially, he played for the second team, Real Madrid Castilla. There, he impressed. On September 29, 2018, came his debut for the first team, a 0-0 draw against Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid was going through a difficult phase. Cristiano Ronaldo had moved to Turin. The team was searching for a new identity. And Vinícius? He became one of the few bright spots. He became one of the youngest goal scorers in the club's history. His first Champions League goal followed. But then came the setbacks. In March 2019, in the Champions League round of 16 against Ajax, he suffered a serious injury. That was the end of his season. Real Madrid was eliminated, the fans were frustrated, and Vinícius got part of the blame. The whistles followed. In the Santiago Bernabéu, his own stadium, he was booed. Then came a months-long goal drought. Commentators called him the king of diving. Teammates publicly expressed doubts. In Brazil, some said he wasn't good enough for the national team. The self-doubt was there, but Vinícius didn't give up. In 2021, Carlo Ancelotti returned to Real Madrid, and everything changed. Ancelotti believed in Vinícius. He gave him trust, playing time, and a clear role in the system. On the left side, together with Karim Benzema, a magical partnership developed. The 2021-22 season became a revelation. Vinícius was no longer just talented, he was consistent, he was decisive, he was indispensable. In the Champions League round of 16 against Paris Saint-Germain, when Real was down 0-2, Vinícius was outstanding. Real turned the game around to win 3-2. In the semi-final against Manchester City, again trailing, again Real fought back, and Vinícius was right in the middle of it. Then the final, Wembley Stadium, May 28, 2022, Real Madrid versus Liverpool. In the 59th minute, a counterattack. The ball comes to Vinícius. He slots it home, 1-0. The goal that secured Real Madrid's 14th Champions League title. At 21 years and 320 days, Vinícius became the youngest South American to ever score in a Champions League final. He broke a record that Lionel Messi had held. Suddenly, he was no longer just a promise, he was a world star. But with success came even more hate, and this hate had a particularly ugly color: racism. Vinícius loves to dance after scoring goals, an expression of Brazilian football culture and joy, but many criticized him for it as arrogant and disrespectful. Then came the racist incidents. January 2023, before the city derby against Atletico Madrid, fans hung a doll wearing Vinícius's jersey from a bridge. Below it, a banner: "Madrid hates Real." 4 men were later sentenced to prison terms between 14 and 22 months. May 2023, Valencia, the incident that shocked the world. In the Mestalla Stadium, Vinícius was bombarded with monkey chants. Videos show hundreds of fans chanting, "Vinícius, you're a monkey." The stadium announcer repeatedly asked the fans to stop, in vain. Vinícius stood in front of the fan section, pointed at a fan, tried to draw the referee's attention to the situation. His teammate, Antonio Rudiger, had to hold him back. In stoppage time, Vinícius was put in a chokehold and received a red card for it. The racist perpetrators? They were allowed to continue. After the match, Vinícius wrote on Twitter, "This wasn't the first time, not the second, and not the third. Racism is normal in La Liga. The league that once belonged to Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Cristiano, and Messi now belongs to the racists." The reaction was global. Brazil's president Lula da Silva condemned the incidents. FIFA president Gianni Infantino expressed his support. Players like Neymar, Kylian Mbappé, Ronaldo, and many others stood behind Vinícius. Coach Carlo Ancelotti said in a memorable interview, "We should have stopped the game, every game. The Spanish league has a very serious problem with racism." Valencia was punished, 5 games with partial stadium closure and a €45,000 fine. 3 fans were sentenced to 8 months suspended prison in June 2024. But for Vinícius, the scar remained. In a Brazilian national team press conference in March 2024, he broke down in tears. "I've been seeing this for a long time, and each time I get sadder and have less desire to play." Despite everything, Vinícius continued to play at world-class level. 2023-24 season, again he was decisive. In the Champions League semi-final against Bayern Munich, he scored. In the final, on June 1, 2024, against Borussia Dortmund, he scored the 2-0, his second final goal in 3 years.
Real Madrid won the Champions League again. Vinícius was one of the best players in the world. Everyone expected him to win the 2024 Ballon d'Or. Rio Ferdinand shouted Ballon d'Or into the microphone 6 times when Vinícius scored in the final. Sponsors prepared celebrations. Real Madrid planned to send a large delegation to Paris. Then, 5 hours before the ceremony on October 28, 2024, came the news: Vinícius wouldn't win. Instead, the award went to Rodri from Manchester City. Real Madrid reacted with a boycott. Nobody from the club traveled to Paris. Not Vinícius, not Jude Bellingham, not Carlo Ancelotti, even though he was named Coach of the Year. The club released a statement. If the criteria don't make Vinícius the winner, they should make Carvajal the winner. It's obvious that the Ballon d'Or doesn't respect Real Madrid. Vinícius himself tweeted, "I'll do it 10 times if I have to. They're not ready." The controversy was huge. Many believe Vinícius had been robbed. Others argued Rodri had won the Euros with Spain and deserved it. But on December 17, 2024, came the satisfaction. Vinícius was named FIFA Men's Player of the Year, an award voted for by national team coaches, captains, journalists, and fans. He wrote on Instagram, "Yes, I'm the best player in the world, and I fought hard for it." Today, Vinícius stands at a turning point in his career. The 2024-25 season didn't go as hoped. Real Madrid disappointed in the league and was eliminated from the Champions League by Arsenal. Vinícius's form fluctuated. According to ESPN, he had a 15-game period without an assist. His contract runs till 2027, but contract negotiations have stalled since May 2024. There's speculation about a possible move. Chelsea is mentioned. Saudi Arabia has been ruled out. The uncertainty about his future at Real Madrid was reportedly never greater. In September 2025, he slipped to 16th place in the Ballon d'Or ranking, a dramatic drop after finishing second the previous year. But we mustn't forget, Vinícius is only 24 years old. He's already won 2 Champions League titles. He scored in both finals. He's FIFA World Player. He has 3 La Liga titles, 3 FIFA World Club Championships, and numerous other trophies. So why is Vinícius Júnior possibly the most hated player in the world? Is it his playing style? The dribbles that drive opponents to despair? The dancing celebrations that some see as provocation? Is it his directness, his refusal to make himself small when he's racially attacked? Or, and this is the uncomfortable truth, is it simply racism? Is it the fact that a confident young black man dances on the world's biggest stage and shows his joy? The truth is, Vinícius polarizes. His playing style may sometimes seem arrogant. Yes, he provokes sometimes. Yes, he goes down. But does that justify the treatment he receives? Does that justify monkey chants, hung dolls, constant racist abuse? Absolutely not. Vinícius Júnior represents a new generation of footballers who no longer want to remain silent, who no longer bow down, who use their platform to draw attention to injustices. He has shown that you can go from ridiculed teenager to one of the best players in the world, that despite all obstacles, you can win Champions League titles, that you don't have to hide your identity. Will he win the Ballon d'Or someday? Probably. Will he win more Champions League titles? The chances are good. But perhaps his most important legacy is something else, that he shows young black players worldwide that they don't have to stay silent, that they can dance, that they can celebrate, that they can fight back. Vinícius Júnior may be the most hated player in the world, but he's also one of the most important, and that's perhaps the greatest thing you can be in modern football. What do you think? Is Vinícius too provocative, or is the criticism of him completely unjustified? Write it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting football stories. Until next time.